I'm Jack from Jack Review Stuff, and today I'm going to explain webcams. I'm going to explain quickly and simply. I'm going to do a dab, and then I'll go in depth, okay? Because you guys are busy, and some of you guys don't really concern about all these things. Anyway, webcam is a camera. I'm a photographer. With these webcams, you have a few things to consider. You have aperture, you have ISO, you have frame rate, you have resolution, and you have with cameras, you have ISO, you have shutter speed, you have frame rate, you have resolution, and you have aperture. Lots of things to consider about. We won't talk about everything. We just talk about frame rate. Frame rate, there's something called 60 frames per second, which is nice and smooth. This recording is 50 frames per second, which is considered 60 lah. And then there is 30 or 25. So one hand is smooth at 50 or 60, and the other one is not so smooth at 25 or 30. I want to explain why it's important. See, this is the webcam I recommend. This is 800 ringgit. Big buck call, walao eh, si kui. Yes, and it's 4K webcam. See, we're not going to use 4K. 4K is, the resolution is too big, and they don't even support it in these softwares. But why I say 4K? Because most of these webcams, on the highest setting, is only the 30 frame rate, the not so smooth one. So if you want full HD in high frame rate, 60 frames per second, 50 frames per second, you need to buy a 4K camera. It's just like that one. So for 800 ringgit, you get full HD. Full HD is 1080, and it's very, very smooth. But it's 800 bucks, my god. Okay, let's say you don't need the full HD lah. Let's say you just want some normal HD lah, not full HD lah. 720. Some say normal HD, some say HD ready, some say half HD. So for this one, if you want 720 normal HD, you want to buy a full HD webcam, and that would run at 60 FPS. Okay, so you're going to run at 720p, which is same as all the webcams in most laptops and in most phones. That's all 720. But the difference is, why are you paying 400 bucks for that kind of webcam? The difference is you get 60p, which is very, very smooth. If your computer has no webcam and you're on super budget, you get this. It's cheap lah, 135 bucks, and it says HD. So basically, this has the high frame rate thing. This only does 720. This is basically like the free webcam that comes with your laptop. This is basically the camera you have on a selfie of your phone, of the cheaper phones lah. This is not really the ideal, but better than nothing. You need a webcam, you don't really care the quality, 130 bucks, done. That's my dab. Okay, now explain into more detail. So we established that this one is cheap, but there's only 30 frames per second, and it's something like on your phone or the cheap webcam. Basically, if you see a webcam stream and it kind of like sucks, it is 30 FPS at 720 lah. So back to the 400 ringgit one. It will do 720, which is the kind of standard nowadays, but at 60 FPS, which is much smoother. Also, because this can actually support higher frame rate, the picture quality is better. The ISO is better. All the other things I mentioned earlier. Basically, you get what you pay for. And for 429 bucks, you get a much better webcam at 60 frames per second. Now, one more thing to note. For this price, okay, you might as well spend a little bit more and buy a Razer webcam. What's the difference? Difference is, Razer is freaking awesome. I love Razer. I got a Razer headset, Razer mouse, Razer keyboard, and a bunch of Razer other stuff. What's special about this is that this one comes with a light. The number one most important thing to get smooth webcam is good lighting. I have a video for a 10 ringgit 15 watt LED bulb for me to DIY. This bulb is good, it doesn't flicker. For 10 ringgit you can improve your lighting. Most of the time you probably won't use this, the light lah. But out of convenience, it's better to have a light than not to have a light. For an extra, like, I don't know, 15 ringgit. So my recommendation today would be to spend 400 bucks and get a Razer Kiyo, because it has 60 FPS, nice and smooth, at the normal 720 or half HD rate, and it's light. Of course you can buy this one lah, but for 800 bucks, it's quite a lot of money. I suppose this is for dual purpose. If you plan to record on your computer, not stream, just not live chat. If you want to record on your computer, you probably want this. But if you just want to do live streaming, you don't need to have something that records at full HD at 60 frames per second, because most of these streaming services all run on 720. So for 720, use the full HD webcams that record at 720 at 60 FPS. In conclusion, get this one if you are cheap. No, that's a very rude thing to say. Get this one if webcam is not your concern. It's just that boss say do it, so do it lah. Okay, no problem. But if you really want good output, you know, something of quality, spend 400 bucks. Either go with Logitech, which is a famous mouse brand and peripheral brand, or you go for Razer, which is even more famous and super branded. It's green branding and it's got light. That's my recommendation. Subscribe!